Away mensen, salam peeps, welcome back to Kullid Council. We are back.
No, this is not Kullid Kouncil. This is something new. This is something different that we are going to give our fans.
We are introducing Kullid Kronicles.
If you wanna say something, say it now.
Coach in session. Okay guys, so this is a new edition called Kullid Chronicles, where we basically just do like this improv talk show, like a series, you know, you have episodes and whatnot, and just tell them more about what you're gonna do.
Yeah, so basically what we are doing is just, giving our informal opinions about things, our life experiences, basically just taking on a journey of what we've been through and where we're going as well.
Exactly.
Okay, and so if you have read our about, you would see that all three of us are currently studying. So today we will be discussing the topic life on varsity.
Yep.
So we wanna kick us
So,
off.
I think you should start because you've been on varsity for 3 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so as you've heard, I've been on varsity for 3 years now, so this is my third year as an engineering student. My first impression of varsity was I was going there with the mindset of I'm going to do my work, not interact with anybody or make friends, because as we all know there are a low amount of colors, if I can put it
Yeah,
that
can
way.
I just add on to that?
Yes.
About what he said, I think I've had a similar mindset, right? But it also, for me, it more or less reflects on the fact that I've seen more of life. We as scholars have seen more of life, the good and the bad part. And I feel like not a lot of people have seen the raw part of life, or they haven't been down under into the darkness of life. So I just felt like they wouldn't understand
Why we would feel that way.
why we feel that way about things.
Because for me it was more of like people already has this mindset of what the college is supposed to be, and for me like reaching that achievement of going to varsity and studying, it was like I had to about
Our reputation.
our reputation. Thank you for that lingo. I had to about our reputation as a college, because you're not only there studying, but you have all these eyes on you, people putting judgments and putting remarks on you simply because of your background or where you come from. Especially like us, we are like growing up in the ghetto, or where gangsterism rules and all these things. So going somewhere and when people hear that you are colored, immediately they are going to think this is a gangster, or this is someone I don't have to mess with, if I can put it in that way. So being on varsity my first year, I just had to put in the work. There were a lot of challenges that I had to face, but eventually I overcame them all. And having my friends as a support structure was like a huge part of that. And I guess that is it. Last, I would say, for me it was more dealing with racism. I'm not going to talk about this, but dealing with racism on varsity, as you know, they are mainly just whites, and I mainly have white friends at varsity. That is how few of colors is there, because I don't have one color friend. That's how few we are that side. So I only have white friends. And for me, it was like after my color friends seeing that of me having white friends, they were like, I was keeping you white. I don't even know what it means to tell someone you are keeping you white. So you what exactly? I literally don't know what it means, but they started to using that phrase. And for me, it was more of like people can talk or just say you are keeping you white, or you want to call it, or you want to this, because let them go ahead and talk that, because while are they saying that stuff about you, you are just going to be in your home building your own table, because you don't actually need a seat at other people's table. As college, we literally need to build our own table for ourselves, because what I know is that as long as we can build our table, God will prepare for us in the presence of our enemies.
Exactly. Cool. Exactly. Nah, so my experience was a bit different. I'm a first year student, so undergraduate at Stellenbosch. So like he's been there 3 years. I don't know what it's like to be there 3 years. I know what it's like to be there for 3 months. Okay, because
Like it was too much.
two and a short bit because of Corona, guys. So but I'd say my experience on Varsity was kind of was nice. I would say there are like a few things where people like actually judge you by the way you look and whatnot. Because people do actually think that you are a gangster and stuff like that. They believe that you have stabbed someone before and stuff. I was like, yeah, bro, can you think stuff of me like that, man? Because nah, I mean, just because I'm a color doesn't mean I'm like that, man.
Exactly.
And they, to be honest, they like hearing stories and stuff that happen in our community.
I can
So they would-
testify to that. I
It's
can.
like they would want me to tell them like, tell me what happens in your community, man. Now I'm telling them maybe, okay, they shot this one guy once, they stabbed this one guy once, or they like stories like that, and it's like, man, they only see things like that happening in our community, but they don't know that
There's
we have, like
going
this-
on and stuff like
yeah,
that.
because we have people who are successful lawyers that come from our township, and we have
A lot of
doctors
success
and-
stories,
We have a
yeah.
lot of success stories, and that's the main thing.
It's a few bad apples.
So yeah, I mean, but like overall, I think my varsity experience is kind of nice because I met new people, and there's like a diverse group of people on varsity, but like the majority are kind of like whites and whatnot, so we're like a handful of blacks and colors, you know. So, but I think like the people I hang around with, and even the white guys that I hang around with, they all chill and whatnot. So it's good to meet new people, like people from different races, people with different cultures, and just to bond with them and hear their life experiences, you know. And yeah, I mean, I think varsity is good, guys, but this is the thing, it's not school. There's a massive transition between school and varsity. Like, just tell them the work, speak about the work, please, because I don't want to speak about the work.
Ringo, you going to tell us
Let me try on just, getting to what it is actually like. Or let me say what it is like as an engineering student, because there's so much times I have to run to class, and then there's a lot of odd kids just basking in the sun, or they're just enjoying the view of us running, you know. So that's what I'm saying as an engineering student. First of all, there's only one word that a lot of people love using, and that's saying it's hectic. Yeah, so the thing when it comes to engineering is that basically you don't have a life. There's no other way to say it. It consumes your whole day. Basically, you don't have time. You work constantly work, but you have to have dedication, and you have to have some type of love for what you're doing to keep going. And when it comes to me being a colored on university, it's more or less how the way I feel about it is that we are underrepresented when it comes to these things. We aren't that we aren't a lot there. There's not much people that are colored that are there. So, but either way, I just want to mention that I have a few black friends over there, and they made me feel welcome. They even asked how it feels as a colored, and they also wanted those little war stories because they've never heard these things before. But for me, the part where I felt that I had a warm welcome is when they asked what can they do to make me feel more welcome and to make me feel more represented as a colored. And for me to actually hear that, it feels like it's a warm feeling, because it's not a lot of times where you would find people helping each other that way. Yeah.
Just on the war stories, I remember now, during my first week of class at Varsity, I always carry a knife on me. I call him Puffy. So during my first week, and when I saw my friends, my knife introduced them to Puffy, the first thing they asked me is, have you stabbed someone? And you know what I said? I said, yes. Until this day, none of them has ever messed with me. Just on the point of transitioning.
I feel.
But I just want to add on that. That is actually what builds to the stereotype against us. No lies, but either way though, for me it feels more of a protective thing when it comes to our community, even because there's actually no room for leniency when it comes to our community. It's basically you have to be hard, otherwise you won't make it.
And that's so true. Because I think about it transitioning from high school to varsity, and on high school you have your teachers, you have people supporting you and telling you to do your work and giving you a helping hand, but on varsity you are literally on your own. You have to take responsibility to make sure your work gets done, and there's this new thing that you get introduced to which we call TAS. And that is like horrible. Imagine every day of the week, Monday till Friday, you have to do a TAT. There is no missing it. You have to do it. And at school you finish at say 3 for the latest. At varsity you get done like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and you're like,
That's a full day.
it's literally a full day.
More than 8 hours.
It's really hectic, and you need to have a hard sell, and your dedication needs to be there. You need to be passionate about what you are studying and what you're doing. Otherwise, you just won't survive that side.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what's a TAT, it's tutorials. So that's basically what he was saying there. And so I also want to speak about
First tell us what happens at the tutorial.
Oh, you're gonna say what
I would allow you to speak.
Okay.
Council
So
reads.
at the tutorial, it's say about 3 to 4 hours. At 2 o'clock, you go to a class and they give you like questions to work through or problems to work through for an hour to 1 hour and a half. And after that, you write a test about those problems that you have been working through. And the points you get in the test counts towards your final mark. And you may think it sounds easy, but I've gotten 0 out of 10 for those tests. Trust me, it's not easy.
Nah, it's not child's play, people. So yeah, coming back to what Councillor Flingo said about feeling welcome, you know. So basically on our race, on my race, and I'm sure it works so with different other residences, you have socials where they organize meetups with other residences and stuff like that, so people can get to know each other. And we actually had this one social, right? So it was with this girls race. So you know, guys are not, some guys are not, they don't easily speak to females and stuff like that. So what basically happened is only like a handful of people went, and most, I can say most of the because the female race was like, there was only white girls. I would say 90%, because I don't think I saw a black girl or a colored girl, because most of them are white, because they're like I'm not sure if they're PSO is like a private thingy, but they're not a PSO, man. They are like a race, but anyways. So like the majority of the guys stayed at home. They didn't want to go to the social because they knew they're not gonna be able to speak to these people, because you know, it's like you're going to a party, you know, and there's campies, we call it campies, where people are standing there in a circle with their group of friends, and other people are standing there in a circle with their group of friends, and here you are just in between. You're not in either of the circles, so you just feel out, man. You see? So it's something like that. That's why some people stay at home. But I actually went, me and 2 other colored friends of mine. So we went and we literally spoke to ourselves all night long. Like, the 3 of us just had our chat, while other guys were busy dancing, speaking to the girls, and socializing, man, because that's what a social is all about. But we just felt, man, that we don't fit in here, man, and just after that, we just decided, now we're leaving this place, because this is not our cup of tea. And the reality is, there's gonna be a lot of moments like that on Varsity, guys. So
And I can testify to the fact that there's going to be a lot of those moments, because over my 3 years spending time at Varsity, I don't socialize with people much on campus as well, because of the fact of that. Because at the end of the day, you are not going to feel as welcome as what you want to. That's why I feel so lucky to be because these 2 are involved in house arrests
Yeah.
while I'm living in private accommodation. But at my private accommodation, there are only coloureds living there. So for me, it was, for these past 3 years, it has been such a privilege and an honor to be able to, when you're done at varsity, you go back home and you have this welcoming feeling of where you can just have to relax and you don't have to pretend or anything like that. I'm not saying that we have
So
to
it's
pretend on
basically a home away from home.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better.
But-
it's basically that, yes, because there you can speak your colored slang. You can just let loose. Like
Yeah,
put it that way.
because people find it extremely funny when you speak the way you speak here. And they're like, what is my bro? What is hoe gaan het? Stuff like that. Like you can't speak like that. You have to adapt there and kind of like change the way you speak too.
Yes.
So that some people can like understand you, you know.
But that is more or less like the norm though. You always have to adapt to a situation, but also then there's also again the stereotype against, say, our slang, which might
Yeah.
not be that intellectual, but
I wouldn't say that it's not that intellectual. It's just that
it's a stereotype against it.
yes, but many people, they don't spend much time with colors who didn't grow up in a colored
Yeah.
neighborhood, so they wouldn't understand the way we talk and the way we communicate.
I feel
Because
the thing is we have our own language. That's why it's called the Cape slang.
Yes.
Because it's from Cape Town. That's why someone that's from Johannesburg, someone that's from Durban can't speak the way you speak. They can't speak hoe gaan het. They can't speak what's the other words that you combine? You combine words, man. and you just-
massacre,
Stuff
yeah,
like that. So they have to hear it like this. Hoe gaan dit? Wow, meanwhile we saying nah, hoe gaan het? So there's that little difference there. And that's why I'm saying it's our own language. That's why they don't understand. Because I mean, if I have to speak Spanish to you, you're gonna be like, huh? And I don't understand this. So I think that's
yes.
kind of the thing.
Basically, just someone asking you, "What's it, Zayan?"
Ah, exactly.
And it also comes down to the way we pronunciate our words. Because at varsity there, it's like a standard of way that everyone, I would say, speaks. And now you come here and you're just letting loose and
Yeah.
have a swagger about it. You understand? You have a swagger about it, and they would just look at you all confused, like,
Yeah,
what is
like,
wrong
what's
with you?
wrong with this person? Yeah. Meanwhile, that's just who we are.
We
And,
are.
and that's also a little piece of advice, guys. Just please be yourself. Don't try and change away. So yeah, just don't try and change who you are, man, to fit in. Because at the end of the day, it's not gonna work out because that's not who you truly are, man.
But also with that being said though, you have to come out of your shell though. You have to put yourself out there. You have to, you know, just take a leap of faith and jump the barrier.
yeah,
Make more friends. Make friends from different places, basically different places, so that you can learn more about them, so that you can teach others more about them, which just makes the connection even more authentic.
And I think when it comes to authenticity, of keeping your authenticity, I think it's also so important to manage your freedom well. Because because at varsity you literally have all the freedom in the world. You can do what you want, when you want, but it can also be a dangerous thing because you can work yourself into a loop and just don't get anywhere, or you can manage your time perfectly and just strive. So I think when it comes to keeping your authenticity and just being yourself, you need to keep that in mind. Do not worry about other stuff or what other people would say or how they would like see how you come across, because at the end of the day that is not forever where you're going to be. You're only going to be there for a period of time, say 4 to 5 years, when you finish your degree. After that you are going to be where you've always been, in your colored neighborhood. So I think it really is important to keep that authenticity. Yes.
And I think I can end off with something like this. So just to conclude a bit, like everyone's points and whatnot on the life experience on varsity. So for me, I would feel that no matter what your race is, whether you are white, whether you're black, whether you're colored, I think all of us would like you guys just to remember to stay true to your roots.
Yes.
Remember where you come from.
give
I'm a
back.
Kullid, we are Kullids, we are on Varsity. I feel that I am repping my community, my high school that I went to. Because not a lot of people make it out of situations like this where we live in. And that's why we feel that we are truly privileged and honored to be in such a institution where we can actually go out and go learn and be something, you know, because a lot of people kind of have that wish, you know, so stay true to yourself, stay true to your roots, be you forever, and yeah man, just be lekker. Yeah,
There we
so
go.
from the Kullid Kouncil with the episode on Kullid Kronicles, we are out.
Yo, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. But let me get back to this race.